Welcome everybody to another movie chat with myself, Joe Mayo, along with Tim Allen and Tom Hunyadi. And sorry again, I missed the show last week, but we're here to talk about some movie related things, some TV related things. I know surely, in my case, I know I want to mention something. At the top of the show, I think we should mention the death, the tragedy surrounding director, actor Rob Reiner and his wife Michelle. And is only the way I find it. I got to dance around because YouTube sometimes it gets a little too much. You got to watch. How they were both, t- taken out by their son.
Is that official yet? Has it been
I think it's
official?
official. Pretty well. Well, he's in custody.
Right.
That's another thing. Yeah, I should watch it because it hasn't really been. It hasn't been really officially said, and I wonder, is it official? We should say allegedly, right? Allegedly. Uh, Now I'm hearing that there was on Saturday night. Today is Monday. On Saturday night there was a party, holiday party, I think at Conan O'Brien's, and there was a big argument being heard between the son and I guess the parents yelling and over there and stuff. And so the details are coming in. All I want to say is I have a video. I did a video because, for me, it comes down to, although I know Rob Reiner's films, some of them, for me, it comes down to All in the Family because I'm a big All in the Family fan. And that's how I grew up with Rob Reiner as the meathead and Mike Stivic, and it's one of my favorite sitcoms. I was just watching an episode before. Tom, you're the first one, by the way. You
Yeah.
texted me. I didn't heard it. I hadn't heard it yet. I just watched a Sunday episode of All in the Family, and it's one of the more serious ones they had, where there's a female impersonator friend they have who winds up uh, going out to do a gig, and Rob Reiner, Mike Stivic accompanies her there, and they wind up getting attacked, and Mike gets mugged, and unfortunately, they beat up and on the impersonator, and once she winds up dying. So it's a death thing. And the whole idea of the episode is that Archie's wife Edith has a crisis of faith, and she doesn't believe anymore. She questions how this could happen to somebody, and it's a serious episode. Anyway, that's what I watched just before I got Tom's message. So it was a serious episode. Oh, the
Right.
meathead got out of it. Well, he was in the hospital with a black eye and stuff, but he survived. But anyway, so I'm very upset about it. I was very upset about it, and to me, it reminded me sort of December of 1980 with John Lennon, only because it's December for me. It was the same month, the holiday season, and there was this thing going on where they weren't sure at first officially. They didn't want to announce if it was Rob Reiner and his wife. They weren't 100% sure. That's
Right.
how I first found out about Lennon. It was very much like that, touch and go. Wait for updates, and then what happened, how it happened, and all the extent of it, all this. Now, of course, like Tom knows, it was already being reported by I think TMZ.
And Variety had already
Yeah,
announced it, and Rolling Stone as well. So I mean, I was seeing all this come up, and you were the first one that I thought of, knowing
yeah,
how big of a fan you were of that show.
yeah, yeah,
So, but yeah, I mean, everybody. I mean, at first it was police are at the Reiner household. Details to come. But then they said the ages of the two victims, and that would have just happened to be the exact ages of Rob Reiner and his wife. So yeah, and yeah, it's just I think he was a Hollywood legend. I mean, fantastic director.
yeah,
He had a great run of of films, starting with Spinal Tap all the way up until until North, which was kind of a dud in 94, 95. But he had a great string of directed films, very iconic. Stand by Me, Misery, Spinal Tap, Few Good Men. But yeah, it's definitely sad.
Yeah,
You know,
but
you don't want to
very
see
good.
anybody. You don't want to see anybody,
No.
past that you admire, but especially in the way that he
Well,
did.
the way it is, and I'm already hearing a remark that his
Yeah,
passing was all in the family.
yeah,
Okay, I heard
right.
that remark once, and the thing is, that's what gets me too. But before, sorry, Todd, I don't mean to stifle you, but I just want to get this out because I almost forgot it. On December 4th, at the beginning of the month, there was a murder that went on at a delicatessen that I go to, where a son, wound up taking care and doing it. I'm sorry the words. I don't want to say killed, but you know what I'm saying. It's very awkward for me. The same did the same thing, alleged, basically to his parents there. So I don't know what this is not a new thing. I'm not saying any of this never happened before, but I don't know. Just something just bothers me. It just seems all too like convenient of a thing. Oh, this is just the way to settle it. Yeah, have problems with my parents, whatever. I don't know. It's all happened together for me at one time. So I'm really kind of upset about it, to say the least. This has been a bad month, and I have some other personal things. Plus, last comment for me with this: there's other things going on in the news right now that have to do with tragedies and death and stuff, which is just all at the same time, and I'm just not in the spirit of the holiday. So, Tim, I'm sorry if I stifled
No.
you.
No, it's fine. No, just
Yeah.
I just, for me, he's more than Mike Stivic. He's Marty DeBerge. For
Yeah,
me,
Yeah.
that was that. And not only his own career. I mean, Christopher Guest wouldn't have had the career he had without
that's right.
Rob
Yeah,
Reiner. He affected so many people, and there are so many films that we love because of Rob Reiner. Not even only his own films. And I go back to The Sure Thing, which I think he made
yeah.
before Spinal Tap.
No, I think it
Great
came out
team
after
film.
Final
One of the
Tap.
best team films ever made.
Yeah.
Just fantastic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great string. I mean, it was like Spinal Tap, Sure Thing, Stand by Me. You had When Harry Met Sally. Then you had Few Good
Yeah.
Men. Misery. All of these like different genre film. Like comedy, sex. Teen sex comedy. Just regular comedy. Romance and then drama and horror. And he excelled in all of those genres as a director.
Yes, indeed. Lots of different topics, and I didn't see all those movies. I haven't seen all those movies. I've seen a few, but I mean, I can tell even the ones I haven't seen, I know are considered great movies.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a real bummer. And let me just say hello to some people here. Hello, Ramoga. What's going on? Later in the show, I'm going to debut a new Godzilla clip. It's the old clip, but it's a little enhanced thanks to Doc Dacus. So give him some credit. Hi, James. What's going on there? And hello to Beetle Eddie, as he's more commonly known. Yes, indeed.
Hello.
Gary.
Hello.
I don't know what JTT means. I hope it's nothing. What does that mean? I'm afraid to highlight it. Jerry Carter. Oh, Joe and Tom and Tim, maybe.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Jeez, I don't know anymore. Try not to let things go through. This is another thing. We don't know the details yet, but you do wonder about the grown children who grow up already into wealth, get themselves in hock in one way or another. There's all kinds of stories about if the son did it or not. Yeah, the problems he's had, drug problems, mental problems, all kinds of things. One source said that. See, I'm jumping the gun here, but one source said that he was resentful of his dad's success, that he couldn't be more like that. We don't know any of this. This can all come out.
Yeah, but but another amazing thing though too is Rob was able to come out of his father's shadow. I mean, he grew up in a dynasty kind of in a way. With was his father Carl. I'm saying with Penny Marshall. I mean, Penny was part of a, with her dad.
That's right.
So it can happen. I mean, it's unfortunate that if his son felt that way, he wasn't able to do that.
It reminded me at first of George's attack in his house, to which Lila says George's attack was an outsider. This was a sibling. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It doesn't appear to be. It wasn't a robbery or something, on the outside. It was in the I hate to say it, but in the family, allegedly and probably. All kinds of problems with Nick Reiner. And then Fatty Arbuckle, there was scandals. There were always scandals in Hollywood and things like that.
They just did a better job keeping him hush-hush, I think, back then. But, he was fantastic in The Wolf of Wall Street as Leonardo DiCaprio's father. Fantastic job in there. And then he also did an episode of The Odd Couple, right, where he played
Sheldon.
Yeah, Sheldon. Penny Marshall.
No, they didn't have the O in his birth certificate.
he was the original snake in the Partridge Family. I have to bring that up.
Well, as far as appearances, he's been in everything. He was in all kinds of TV shows popping up, and stuff. All right. Families often suffer silently with family members suffer from mental illness. It touches all walks of life, and it is tragic, I got to, by the way, if you watch my video, I don't have the photo handy here, but I did get to meet Rob Reiner twice. One of them was in 1993 in May, where I was in the city and there was an off-Broadway show. I think it might still be going on, called Blue Man Group. It was a little theater, maybe 100 people, if even that. We're in this little place, and it was a really fun show. I went there, and as we're coming out of the show, we're just walking, filing out in the lobby, just look around, and I happen to see behind me this tall guy, and it's Rob Reiner. He's filing out just like the rest of us. He's in there. He went to see the show, so I'm like, wow, I'm a big fan of, and so of course. I wanted to get a photo with him, and as soon as he was out, what he did was he was talking with the people from the Blue Man Group, the actors, and I remember they were saying how what they wanted to do, and I just gave him the respect. I didn't bother him until he was done, and he was saying stuff like, no, it's good the way it is. That's what makes it so great. The fact that it's a small off Broadway thing like this. That's great. They're trying to break out bigger or something. And then finally, when he's done, I asked if I could have a photo. And he said, sure, if you got a camera, which is, and he couldn't have been nicer. Got a great picture with him. And then about a year later, when he appeared on the David Letterman show, I used to go to the David Letterman show to try to meet people, maybe get an autograph here or there. In 94, I think it was. I had the picture blown up to 8x10. And I asked if you, could you please sign it? He couldn't have been nicer. Whatever you feel about the guy, and I'm going to say that just once, forget about all, whatever size, politics, all this crap. That's not what's important here. But the thing is, he was a nice, personable guy. That's how I always envisioned him as like the type of, it just seemed like he'd be like a regular guy. And that's how he seemed. But anyway, when I asked for the autograph, he looked at me. I probably put on a few pounds. And he goes, this is you? And I said, yeah, that's I don't know. I said, that's me. Me and you. And he says, what was this? And I said, Blue Man Group? And he thought a minute, he just went. I remember him. And then he went into the show, and that's the way I would picture him, it was really great. So anyway,
you won 2 Emmys for that role as Meathead.
The Meathead, huh?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it. Geez, yeah, Meathead, huh? Maybe he's up there right now in heaven, putting on one sock and another sock.
Oh, a sock.
No, sock and a shoe, and a sock and a shoe.
Well, maybe he did it. Maybe he did it the right one when he got up there. Just to please
Archie called him something. Maybe he's doing it like the rest of the world. Maybe wearing a Santa hat. I don't know. There's a possibility because I may get stuck on Christmas Eve up at that place, and I might have to do a live stream or something from there. I don't know. I might wind up wearing a Santa hat at some point. All right. All right. Hello, John. Do you guys consider Ghostbusters a Christmas film? I haven't seen it since '84.
And I don't consider Die Hard a Christmas film either.
No. Christmas films are about Christmas films. Christmas films are not about the setting; they're about the story. And if the story it could be any time, then it's not a Christmas film. Period.
I'm just like looking, going through comments. Hold on. Hi, Kimba. Greetings.
Kimba.
Hi, Kimba.
Yeah, demonic and evil. Yeah, it's very horrible. Now, I've never been, like I said, I've always appreciated the first one. This is Spinal Tap. I always appreciated it. Never been a big nut fan over it. But I heard that Tom, you were a little disappointed in the second one.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed. Again, I need to see it. I want to see it again because I'm such a big fan of the original. So, but after the first viewing of part 2, I was disappointed.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. I forget how he says it. Okay. Spinal Tap 2 with Elton John there.
Yeah. And McCartney, who put up a nice post about.
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did. Yep. Yes, he did.
Hello, Starman. Thank you. You left a nice comment too on the video.
There's Thank you, Starman waiting in the sky.
Yeah, Shoe Booty. Yes, indeed. That's on the family episode. Good night, Shoe Booty. Okay. So anyway, here we are, and I'm sure a lot of people be coming in that missed the first 15 minutes or so. So I'll refer you back to the first 15 minutes, I guess. If Rob Reiner questions, although I'm sure during the whole show there's going to be some comments here and there, right?
Absolutely.
All right. So let's see now. First of all, it's been a while. So I'm wondering if anybody picked up anything as far as additions to the collection.
Yes.
Tom, you did? What do you got?
Well, we all know what the greatest genre of movies are, and that's the Criterion Collection. And and I was very happy with one of the films they announced that's coming out in March, and that's Killers of the Flower Moon. But Tim, you might be interested in this one. They just released Hell's Angel by Howard Hughes.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, from 1930. Yeah, pre-code. Yeah. So I haven't watched this yet, but I'll get to it. And there's a lot of Star Wars ripoffs out there. One of the ones that I picked up, it's not good, but it is what it is. I picked it up because it's just a fun, independent little Roger Corman film, and this is a movie called Star Crash.
Oh yeah,
yeah. David Hasselhoff, Christopher Plummer. You got Joe Spinell in there too, Mr. Maniac. So he's kind of like the Darth Vader in the film. But this is, listening to the commentary, he said he wanted to do more of he wanted to do a sci-fi film that was more in the style of what's the stop animation guy, the legend Harryhausen.
Harryhausen.
Yeah. So there's a lot of that in this movie. So again, it's not good, but
no, I thought it wasn't.
Yeah, but it's just fun just to see this, and then the way they did the stars in the sky, it's just like a black piece of paper in the back with holes punched in it, and then a bunch of lights, behind there, so very low budget. But yeah, again, it's a stupid movie, but I love it. But what are you gonna do? So those are the two that I picked up.
This will be show. I only picked up one. We talked about this weeks ago, and I did pick it up. It was from Vinegar Syndrome.
Oh yeah, you did get it.
Yeah, okay. I did get it. I'm glad I did. This is the ultimate version. It's restored. There's what's called the Continental version that's got a little mild upper nudity in it, but that's not the only reason. Because the thing is that's weird about it is there was a DVD of this that had both the so-called regular clothed version, and it also had the Continental version. However, the Continental version on the old DVD is missing a scene that should have been in there. They have a little announcement here that they patched them up, so now you have the full Continental version with everything, including the missing scene. So this is the ultimate version is now this from what I've seen. It also has a movie on it, Curse of the Voodoo, which is not that good in my opinion. Oh look, I have the disc is missing. So you have one of these flippable things where if you want, you can.
Oh yeah, reverse cover. Yeah, reverse cover. Yeah.
Yeah, so I haven't watched that yet.
Kino does that a lot.
Yeah, I like when they do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I did watch this again. Yeah, so I'll do a video at some point. But anyway, that's all that I picked up. Tim, did you pick anything up, Tim?
Yeah, you did. Two things.
Just two things. Show yours.
Okay. A movie that I'd never even heard of before. Called Hanover Street with Harrison Ford.
Oh! I'm thinking of an old version of that. There might have been an old one. Square. Hanover Square.
I don't know. I've never heard of it. Period. But yeah, I've never. Yeah. I saw that it's still $2, still sealed, brand new. So I haven't watched it yet. But to pick that up, no idea. But I'm like, what the heck is this? Never saw it before. And again, $2. I couldn't turn it down. All 5 Billy Jack movies in a box.
Okay.
So yeah, it's not the best packaging because I guess it's okay, but it's these flip plastic thingies,
Oh yeah.
I just think will break eventually, but anyway.
Yeah.
That's it. That's everything I picked up. Just these two things. Haven't been anything else.
Very good.
I had a new chair. I talked about that on Docs.
Oh yeah, he's got a new chair.
I don't squeak anymore.
I don't remember hearing the squeaking before, actually, to tell you the truth.
I'm going tomorrow. Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm going Wednesday as well to see The Shining in IMAX. So very much looking forward to that.
Now, I've never really loved The Shining. I saw it a couple of times on the DVD, I guess, and I didn't really like it much. I was thinking of maybe going to see it in the theater. I do have a Blu-ray of it that was very cheap, so I was going to watch it on Blu-ray. But maybe I should try to see it in the theater. I don't know. I have no plans. That's the best way to see it, of course. Okay, too sad about Rob Reiner, but glad that Spinal Tap 2 now exists as a kind of send-off, I guess. Yeah. Even if it wasn't the most amazing film on its own merit. Do you have it? You said you're not interested in this, Tom? The epic thing, Elvis Presley in concert, it's supposed to be
No. Yeah, no, I don't have any interest at all.
Yeah. I'm going to try to be there for, just remind me, Lila, please. Seen the recent Nuremberg film?
Yeah, I thought it was fantastic. I think I have it as my number one favorite film of the year so far. Of the 50 movies that I've seen in the theater this year, I think I have that as my number one. I thought Russell Crowe was fantastic.
Mm-hmm. I'm a little lost on this, Wes.
Oh, that's the current Robert Patterson. He's the new
Oh,
Batman. And he's asking if I think he's doing a good job. I think he's doing a good job.
No idea.
What Christmas movies can you see every year and not get tired of it? Well, for me, it's not real. Again, I say March of the Wooden Soldiers, even though, again, that wasn't made as a Christmas movie, but it fits. That one I don't get tired of. I don't really get. And Miracle on 34th Street, and then the Waltons called the Homecoming movie. Those are the ones for me.
Yeah,
I've got a couple, but I'm going to be talking about them, so I'll save it.
Okay, there you go.
About
Caroline Monroe. I got a picture with Caroline Monroe too. I met her.
yeah. But this is one of the more tamer Roger Corman films you're going to see. I mean, Roger Corman was always small budget, and big boobs, but unfortunately there's none to be had. And she keeps her clothes on. Actually, listening to the commentary, they wanted the producers, because of TV, they wanted him to put more clothes on her in the film, which was not really common for a Roger Corman film.
I remember she had. I met her at a horror movie convention once, and I got a photo with her. But she had a brand new little girl, and he was holding a little girl, and I'm standing there. The girl's in the middle. I'm like this was weird. I didn't want your daughter. No offense, but I didn't need you holding your daughter in the picture. That's okay. But I got her autograph of all that stuff. Let's see. What do we got here?
Okay. So what he's referring to is the Killers of the Flower Moon. Now here's your thing, Jack Magger, is that Netflix it's not a Netflix original, it's an Apple Plus original. So Netflix has had licensed some of their films to Criterion, and it looks like now Apple is licensing Killers of the Flower Moon to Criterion as well. So there's a little bit of hope, but yeah, I mean, it's some companies, some streaming services just don't want to release their stuff to the physical market. They just want to keep it available on their streaming services, so you have to pay for the streaming services to watch those.
I'm hoping that Netflix at least will license some of their older films to some boutique labels if they keep all Warner Brothers new ones under wraps, because right now there's not a film made before 1975 on Netflix, which is scary, because if they don't put all those films just won't be available unless you pick them up used, which is just
physical media, folks. That's what it's about.
Exactly. I mean, that's my biggest worry with it, is that Warner's has a lot of amazing old films. Netflix doesn't do old films anymore. They used to.
What's this about zombies? The zombies documentary?
No,
I don't know about that.
I'm not the biggest fan of all of those, British invasion bands, and I mean, I'm glad the zombies are getting their own got their own documentary, but I only care about one.
I'm a fan of all those bands.
Zombies. When it comes down to it, I mean, I only care about one British invasion band.
Oh boy, this guy hit the Beatles and Kiss. That's it. Well, sort of. All right. Let's see. Mike Wall, Jasper, what's going on? Tron, never seen Tron. No.
Tron for the day. I mean, the original Tron for the day, when it came out in 81, 82. I mean, the special effects to me were fantastic. Now the movie, I think the story is a little boring, but the special effects for me at that age, 8, 9, 10, I thought were fantastic.
All right, we got the Godzilla. I know somebody was going to bring up a Godzilla so I could use the clip. And I do have answers for this question.
Let's premiere the new video.
What are your best and worst Godzilla clips? Let's hear it for Godzilla, everybody. Thanks to Doc Docus for getting me that clip, because I had it just a vertical thing. Now that they go horizontal. This is one of my favorite ones, by the way, even though it's a silly moment in it. But anyway, all right. Well, I guess I'll start with a little of that. First of all, the original Gojira from 1954. Everybody here seen that or no?
Yeah, I have. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's great. It's very effective, very grim, and a warning about nuclear testing or bombs and all that stuff. It's got a message. But some of my favorites are I like a lot of the silly ones, okay? And I love King Kong. That's my favorite Godzilla movie. King Kong versus Godzilla, talking about 1962 or 63. I'm not talking about the new series, Kong versus Godzilla versus Kong, or whatever it is. Talking about the old one. That's my favorite. I love right after that, around that time, you've got Godzilla versus Mothra from the 60s, 64. That's a class. That was considered one of the best ones, no matter what era you're in. And then this one is a fun one with the clip. It's called God's Invasion of Astro Monster. A lot of the titles in Japanese translations don't have Godzilla and things all the time in it. Invasion of Astro Monster, which is the three-headed monster, Ghidorah, the three-headed monster. But in America, they changed it to Godzilla versus Monster Zero, and there's all kinds of different names. I like most of them. Then they go on later on. Let's get it over with, because I could name a lot of individual ones that I like along the way, from the 60s, 70s into the 2000s. The last one, the most recent one, Godzilla -1, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
I thought that was one of the best and rivaled the original. Personally, those I think are the worst ones. Godzilla's Revenge, which is good if you're 4 years old because it's basically a kid's fantasy dream. He's got some bullies at school that pick on him, and he fantasizes about being on a monster island and fighting the bullies. And the monsters are like the bully, the bad guys, and Godzilla's the good guy. And as if that's not stupid enough for an adult.
Wait a minute. Godzilla is dreaming this?
No. Did I say the wrong thing? I'm sorry. I didn't say it right. A little boy.
Oh, okay.
No, you said a little boy. I heard a little boy.
I didn't hear you say little boy.
Little kid going to school has bullies bothering him and dreams about getting his pal Godzilla to help him fight the bullies. And it's silly enough, but the footage is all previously used footage too. So it's considered the worst Godzilla film, or one of them. But I showed it to my nephews when they were like 3 or 4 years old, and they loved it. So it's not for us. It's not meant for us. Yeah. So it's kind of like McCartney's Frog Chorus, which is like children. You know what I mean? Something like that.
I guess I'm still a child then.
Yeah, and that's one of the worst. And then there's ones it gets really silly. Like Godzilla versus Megalon is another silly one. These are just names to a lot of you, but yeah, so it's a little too stupid for its own good. But overall, I love the Godzilla movies. I like the direction they went. I think after a while, I don't understand how you can make movie after movie after movie of him just being a bad monster that comes in, stomps the town, and the tanks try to take him out, and that's the end of the movie. I don't understand. You had to make him sort of a hero fighting bad monsters. Tom, did you ever see? I forgot. Violante. I forget if you saw that.
Yeah, I did. I enjoyed that one a lot, actually. And, you got to give it to the Japanese people. I mean, they rebuild their cities quickly.
Yeah. That's
true
too. Yeah.
They
do. Well, I like the first one best, not the Raymond Burr version. God, that's awesome.
Right.
But and just because I thought they did it, especially as a kid, I thought it looked great. I like Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla because I just liked Mechagodzilla. I just thought that was
that was a cool monster.
I like I just like the look of a mechanical Godzilla.
Yeah. I assume you're talking about, because it gets complicated, where the first one was the 74 one. I'm assuming that's the one you're talking about from the 70s, right? Because later on they brought him back in the newer movies when they had better.
Yeah, 74 one.
Yeah. All right. Let's see where I left off here because I don't know. Okay. There you go.
But no, I haven't seen that one. But thanks for putting that on my radar. And if I get an opportunity, I will check it out, Cherry.
And Tom and Tim, do you receive DVDs as Christmas gifts because you love films? Are you difficult to buy for?
Yeah, I'm kind of difficult to buy for. But if I'm asked, what particular films that I want, then yeah, sometimes I do. I do receive Blu-rays, DVDs, or whatever.
Never. Never. I have too many. So no, nobody is ever going to buy me anything. Nobody's ever going to buy me a CD or an album or a movie or anything like that. No, ever. No.
Because I mean, we're kind of people that as soon as it comes out, we're going to buy it. We're not going to wait until the holidays.
No, I do have a list. I mean, I have a list of things I want to get, so I could give you a list if you want, Lila. Tom, Joe didn't see Each Dawn I Die. James Cagney, have you seen it, Tom and Tim?
I think that's one of the few Cagney movies that I haven't seen. I've seen a lot of Cagney films, but I haven't seen that one.
I haven't seen it either.
It's not ringing a bell, so maybe not.
I know the title. Never seen it, but I mean, I like stuff like Public Enemy. I love.
The
Roaring 20s, White Heat. Like, a lot of those gangster ones I liked. Angels with Dirty Faces.
Yep.
I saw The Witch from 2015. It grows on you post viewing.
I really like that film. It's just creepy enough. It's not scary, but it's creepy. And it does. Yeah. The more you think about it, the more it gets to you. Yeah.
I saw King Kong, the original, on the big screen. In fact, I saw it. It was just as COVID was. I think March of 2020. It was really like starting. I remember us going into the theater. We were afraid to go into the theater, and because we were wiping down seats and everything. It was like that stage when it just was starting, and you didn't know if you should go out anymore. The theaters were still barely open. So after that, everything closed down pretty much. But yeah, anyway, I do like King Kong very much, even though I'm not a fan of those kind of old effects. But stop motion animation. But you had to do it because what else did you have back then in 1933? I think it's very impressive for the time.
Yeah.
And I think it's action. It doesn't stop. It's got a pace that really goes good. I think it still goes really, really smoothly and tight. And I think it's a good action adventure film.
I would definitely go see it in the theater if it ever comes this way.
You have to plug your ears because Fay Ray is screaming through the whole movie. Although it's a lot better than doing escapades. To Naomi Watts and doing doing a little dance for Kong and all this stuff, as in the Peter Jackson film. But he's supposed to be terrified of a monster like that. But I get it. Or Jessica Lange asking King Kong, "What's your sign?" All this kind of stuff. Yeah, I remember that too as a 14-year-old getting sick from it. But I'll take Dino De Laurentiis Kong now. I think.
Yeah. She's referring to One Battle After Another. One Battle After Another is my number 2 right now.
With the Reiner incident, will the Oscars be taken?
No, they'll just put an image of him during the To Remembered or the what do you?
It would have to be a tribute, a pretty decent tribute.
I'm sure that Billy Crystal and some other people might get on stage and present a menage, or not a menage, but a montage of his. Yes, that too, of his films.
I saw the trailer for this, and I thought it was a joke. Are you kidding?
Yeah. No, thank you.
And what's his
Yeah.
name again? Is in there Hugh Jackman?
Hugh Jackman, yeah. I've got no interest at all.
No, I have zero interest.
I can't stand. You must know. You must know I can't stand White Christmas. I tried it again last year because it's not Christmassy. I don't care what they say.
It ends on Christmas, so
Tim just gave us an idea before what a Christmas movie is and isn't.
Well, It's a Wonderful Life isn't really a Christmas movie.
I don't think it is either. Yeah.
But I think it is a Christmas. If a Christmas plays an important part in the film, then I think it's a Christmas movie.
Okay.
But I like White Christmas, actually. Sorry,
I'll let you know. Oh, gosh. Watch my review on it, man. Watch my review, White Christmas. You'll love it. Okay, that's just how physical. We gotta start talking about other things here. So I'm gonna take your comments for a while, but then we gotta get into talking about other things, movies we've seen.
Kill Bill, baby.
Yeah, let's do that, but I don't want to lose my spot here. I'm gonna lose my spot. Everybody, if you can kind of wait for your comments, anybody who wants to leave a comment, I'll try to get back to what's there so far. Let me just go back to where I left off so I know. Okay, around there. All right, let's talk about things we've seen. Well, Tom and I have both gone to the theater. I went twice with different people. Once I went with my nephew. Second time I went with my friend Robert S. To see Kill Bill, The Whole Bloody Affair, which is the 4.5 or so version of Kill Bill, Volume 1 and Volume 2. The way Quentin Tarantino originally envisioned it, he wanted it to be one long movie, just like, I don't know, 10 Commandments, Ben-Hur or whatever, but with an intermission. That was the idea. And let's go. Tom, what do you think? What do you think?
It was, I had seen both films, in the theater when they first came out. I remember how it was advertised, the fourth film from Quentin Tarantino, loved it back then, but there was always talk about how, he had this, it was a longer version and, they ended up cutting it in half. And we were always, looking forward to one day maybe getting the Blu-ray, right, of the whole thing, but that never happened. So when I heard, but I think they did have released this in the past in theaters, The Whole Bloody Affair.
Yes, not anywhere by me.
Right. So this is the first opportunity that I had gotten to see the thing, and I gotta tell you, I had a fantastic time with this. It's definitely one of my more favorite Quentin Tarantino films, and I gotta say, this movie moves along quickly, and it did not feel like it was until the intermission. That felt like it was forever. The intermission felt like it was longer than the
that was a long at least 15 20 minutes.
Yeah, felt like it. It sure did, but I've always been a bigger fan of the first half over the second half because I just felt like the first half is just action packed. There's not a lot of dialogue, and it's just one great fight scene after another. Especially the whole Crazy 88s and the Lucy Liu stuff and Go-Go. I just love the ending of part one, and I love her training scene in part two. There's a lot of great things in both halves, but I really enjoyed seeing it on the screen for the first time. I think 2004 I think was when it came out originally.
Yeah, they might have had 2003 for part one and four, and then 6 months later, something like that. 2003 and 4.
Yeah, but this was a fantastic viewing experience. I mean, I haven't watched them back to back in some years. So it was just good to be, being reminded. I mean, I love Michael Madsen. So, I'm not the biggest fan of him. I would have preferred the bride killing him over Daryl Hannah's character, but that whole exchange was really that whole exchange was really good. And then her going through her training while she's in the coffin, buried alive, is fantastic. There's so many great memorable scenes, and then in the second half, and Tarantino he has a lot of great quotes in his films. And I don't think this one lets down that much. But especially the PW, right? I don't know if I should say the word on the.
The wagon. No, you don't have to say it.
Yeah, the P wagon.
These days you can't say it.
I'm Buck, and I'm here to.
Yeah.
So there's some really brutal stuff that happens in Kill Bill 1 and 2, but this was just a great viewing experience, Joe.
Well, I don't want to make the whole show about this because I was going to say Tom and I will maybe was going to do a show just on this movie, but look, I love those movies. I always said Pulp Fiction might be my favorite Tarantino movie. I'm thinking could be Kill Bill, the whole thing, but. Yeah, it's funny. When I first saw them, I liked one better originally. Now I like two just as much, maybe more, because I like when they get into the how and why, and especially with David Carradine. My favorite scene, maybe it's hard to pick because the whole thing to me has great scenes throughout the whole 4 hours. But I think one of my favorite scenes is at the beginning of the second part, the black and white scene, when he's playing his flute, and Tarantino is a master. Somebody called him Quentin copy paste because he takes, I get the name, Ennio Morricone music. He takes old music from spaghetti westerns and things, and he makes it his own, puts them in where he likes it. And I love the music playing during that scene in black and white when you finally see Bill with his flute and before the wedding scene. Anyway, but there's like one thing I didn't care for about this, even in the original length. There's an anime scene that for me takes me out of it a little bit. There's a flashback sequence that's in an anime style.
That's the origin of Ocean.
I forget how. Yeah, the Lucy Liu character. And that's okay though. Even though I always thought that was the part of the movie where I'm like, okay, let's go with this. But now he's added another. I thought it was 7 minutes, another or even more. It gets longer because now there's a scene that was not in there before that has more of that. So it goes on a little extended. That's the only, and it's just a quibble, I mean, it's a quibble for me. Too much anime sequence for me,
and and the over exaggerated blood splatter too.
All that in the animation, but I mean, I could go on all day with this. The Crazy 88 scene, Sonny Chiba being in there is great. I love the confrontation between Daryl Hannah and Uma Thurman. Yeah, that's right. No spoilers here. That's a great surprise, I think. The whole Pai Mei training sequences. I love the bit with the coffin. Buried alive scene, how she's got to get out of the coffin. I mean, and the music. I played the CD soundtrack after I saw it. There's a track called, I don't know how to pronounce it, but L' Arena, La Arena, which is again, I think it's a Morricone background song that was used in some Western, and it's used to great effect of her heroically getting out of the coffin. He knows how to take everything, put it in there, make a salad out of it. I mean, everything that you see, even like Daryl Hannah with the eye patch, walking into the hospital, that's taken from old Giallo movies. The music, the whistle that she's doing whistling, that's from an old the tune she whistles. That's from an old movie. Everything is just pastiches all thrown in there, and So did I cover everything? I really love that movie, and it's one of my all-time favorite movies as a whole now, and I think it works great as a whole with the intermission in there. Tim, I forget if you've ever seen it or not.
No, it's my favorite Tarantino movie. I haven't seen the new version, but Kill Bill 1 is my favorite Tarantino movie. And he said after it was done, he's like, part 2 is a Western and part 2 is an Eastern, which is why there's anime in part 1, because he made it like, a Kung Fu movie. Part 2 is a Western. I just think it's amazing. And I don't think Uma Thurman has ever looked better on film than she does when she's walking into the cafe and meeting Sonny Chiba. I don't
Oh,
think
yeah,
she's
yeah,
ever
yeah.
looked better than in that scene.
I'm with you.
He just filmed that so well. It's
Yeah.
like,
And I gotta give credit to like Zoe Bell. I think is you say the name Zoe or Zoe?
oh yeah. Zoe Bell's great.
She doubles Uma Thurman, and to me, she looks so much like her. It's one of the best jobs. You can't spot it when it's her. I think she also Uma looks great when she's doing those scenes with the yellow jumpsuit on. I think she looks fantastic. There's so many funny bits, the humor. Charlie Brown, the guy that looks like Charlie Brown, the waiter or whatever. Yeah. There's so many funny things in there. I just love the movie. Anyway,
you got the 5, 6, 7, 8 playing in the room.
Yeah, I love that too. I love that stuff. And all the music in the background. He knows how to do it. I even like the song, with Michael Madsen's bit where he's in the trailer after he gets fired from his job. Well, not fired from his job, but he's told to stay home until I need you to come in. And he's playing a Johnny Cash song. I don't know if it's Johnny Cash or just his version. A Satisfied Mind plays the song about, maybe people don't pick up on it, but while he's rocking in his chair in his broken down trailer, it's like a song about how how many times have you heard someone say, if I had his money, I could do things my way? But little they know it's so hard to find 1 man in 10 with a satisfied mind. And he's just sitting there trying to console himself, rocking in his chair. I think it's great. But anyway, think I like the movie?
Yeah. And I also love the last scene with Bill too, when she does her thing and then he goes, he taught you how to do the why didn't you ever tell me? And then she goes, just never came up.
I'm just a bad person.
Yeah,
I don't know. And he goes, you're not a bad person. You're my favorite person. But every once in a while, you could be a real seed. Look, I got to tell you again, that scene you mentioned it when I first saw it. It shows you I didn't like Kill Bill Volume 2 when I first saw it. I wound up seeing it 9 times in its original run. And there's a whole bunch of reasons why I wound up being at movie theaters, sometimes by myself, sometimes with different people. And every time I saw it, I picked up more and more things. I felt every nuance. And I'm like, this is really great, a great piece of filmmaking. And I didn't like originally the fact that Bill is finished off like that with the palm 5-finger exploding heart technique. I think it's beautiful. And I love the end when he goes... He's like, how do I look? He's gonna die. He knows he's gonna die. He's gonna take 5 steps and drop dead. Yeah. He goes, how do I look? He goes, you look ready. She says, and he's like, straightens his suit. And he starts taking his walk, going 1, 2, and they play this freaking great music, which again comes from some other movie. This grand music. Oh,
he just knows what he's doing. Everything is, the opening. I don't even know if they changed it but the opening of the second film in the original version where she's driving and there's this monologue going on and it's so fake looking. And it's supposed to be so fake looking. I love that. That's a choice that he made and it was a brilliant choice.
Well, that's it again when they do the 2 parts. Yeah, they don't have that anymore in there.
Yeah, I figured that because that's what they did on the version. I have a version that I got online a long time ago, which is the 2 films cut together. That part's missing, and it's the European cut, so it's a little more violent. It doesn't go to black and white in the fight scene.
Right. Well, that's what's different about it. Yeah, you brought that up because during the big fight scene with the Crazy 88. It was considered too much originally, so they had to put a lot of it in black and white, and now it stays in color, the whole thing.
Right.
Oh, that's good. That's good. And does Sophie get chopped up a little more in the trunk? Yeah, because that's in the European cut too.
Yeah. Well, Kill Bill. I could do. Like I said, there goes the show. We were going to do a whole. We can still do one, but I'll be repeating a lot of stuff. Anyway, let's. What else? I saw this stuff. We're going to talk about what we saw, but let me just see if I can catch up a little bit because I don't know Jim Carrey's Christmas Carol's very good. I'll take your word for it. Anybody?
Nope.
I'm not going to see the Muppets Christmas Carol. No, thank you. I heard it's good, but I don't want to see the Muppets. There was 3, maybe.
Sound like me, Joe.
Yeah, right, exactly. Tim's rubbing off on me a little bit, I think. Yeah. When I subscribed to these streamers, I thought they would have a huge classics library.
Yeah, they used to. They did at one point. Gone now.
There you go. I concur there, Gary.
Are there any movies over the festive period you guys will want to watch? Well, we're going to talk about that.
I only watch Christmas movies in December. This year has been not that, but I have watched a couple.
There you go, Xanadu.
Yeah, I picked that up too. Looks really great.
Kino Lorber, the best genre.
Yeah, it's just too bad the movie sucks.
Yeah. No, I'm going to go Beatles, Stone, Zeppelin, if I may. Yeah. I'm trying to catch up a little bit. I know I got a half hour to catch up with here, so I may skip some. Well, you know what gets me? There's so many worse movies I've ever seen, and I never can remember them. The Erotic Rights of Frankenstein. You can see a lot of Jess Franco movies. They're terrible. A lot of them.
I have the box set of the series called Black Emmanuel. Okay, these are French, Italian, very soft core, whatever you want to call them. And I think it's like 20 or 24 films, and some of them are just god awful.
Yeah. I would like to see The Substance. Yeah. There you
go. All right.
George Raft. Well, I saw George Raft. They Drive by Night, I think, is George Raft. Idol Lupino, maybe. That's a good one. I saw that.
I think I've seen Each Dawn Will Die.
Holiday Inn is much better.
But that's not a Christmas film. To me, that's not because it's about all the holidays. So it's not really a Christmas film.
Yep. Joe's going to be watching that.
Yeah. I don't know if Eric's here. I forget. But the movie theater the Revival Theater is having Laurel and Hardy silent movies with, I think, accompaniment, music accompaniment. And I'm not going to go. Just the timing's wrong. So I can't do it. Got to go to that place. I think part 1 of Kill Bill benefits from being its own movie, with part 2 expressed as part of a whole movie. Yeah, see, I got to be honest with you. I could play the old, it's more of a cerebral movie, the second one, while, people who don't care for any substance of the movies would prefer, action. It's like, look, it's more of a story. It's so much, I don't know. A lot of people like the first half better. I think the whole thing is great. Yeah. The high octane style of Volume 1. After that, that's how I felt about it originally, too. Yeah. Originally, I thought Volume 2 was a letdown after 1, but
there's some high octane stuff in Volume 2 as well.
Yeah.
This is funny because Barbara Stanwyck is one of my top favorite actresses of all time, and I've had the Blu-ray Christmas in Connecticut on my Amazon wish list for a couple of years now, and I just never buy it.
Great film. I love that film.
Okay, Gary, screwball comedy of the 30s to the 50s, Monkey Business with Cary Grant. I don't know that one.
Oh, I do.
Monkey Business, I know as a marksman. But I haven't seen many, I don't think, but I'm okay with it overall.
Cary Grant is underrated as a comedian, I think. He was actually a very funny guy.
Yeah, this is the part here. Yeah. I don't know if you're asking a question, but it's the anime scene.
Yeah.
Pretty
cool. I know somebody loves The Lonely Shepherd. I love that as well, that tune. Yeah. Yes, Henry, we already, just so you know, if you want to watch back, we talked about Rob Reiner for the first 15 minutes. So, yes, we gave him a little tribute.
Very sad.
What one movie I saw the most for me? It's hard to know for sure. In the movie theater, it's Kill Bill Volume 2. But which I can tell you these things, which I saw 9 times. Friday the 13th, Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan, which I saw 8 times, and Night Shift comedy with Henry Winkler and Michael Keaton that I saw 7 times. But as far as the most of my life, I don't know. I'm thinking it's got to be the Karloff Frankenstein or Planet of the Apes. Maybe I saw the most. Anybody?
I would be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if mine Star Wars, the original Star Wars. But in the theater, I did see Casino 9 times in the movie theater.
Wow.
Oh, I don't feel so alone with that stuff. Then.
In a theater, mine might be Punch Drunk Love, but it's only like 3 or 4 times. But I love that movie when it came out. But overall, maybe King Kong, because there was a stretch on Sunday mornings at like 11 o'clock noon or something. It was on every single Sunday. So I saw that movie like for a couple of years. But otherwise, I used to when I was in my early 20s, I used to go home after drinking on nights out and put in St. Elmo's Fire and The Breakfast Club back to back. So they'd be my other two because I've seen those. I was drunk most of the time, but I've seen those many times.
Of course, you didn't remember it. All right, so what about this?
Well, here's the thing. I mean, the big guy at Netflix, the CEO, he's saying that the Warner Brothers and HBO Max are going to stay separately. He's saying that he bought this for Netflix to get into the theatrical business. Now, I want to hope that that is true. Now, I mean, he could realistically take all the content that he's buying and put it on Netflix, but he is saying that he's going to keep it. He's going to keep Warner Brothers theatrical, and he's going to keep HBO Max as its own thing. So all the stuff that you see on HBO Max should be staying there. So I mean, again, you know, if that holds true. Now, the one thing that I'm more worried about is the physical media aspect of Warner Brothers, because there is a side of Warner Brothers that has the Warner Brothers archives. Okay, and every month they put out 6, 7, 8 titles every month of the classic Warner Brothers, stuff from the 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s, and even into the 90s. That is what I'm worried about, is that aspect of what they're buying, and if they're going to continue releasing the stuff on physical media.
Well, that's why me too with all that stuff. But that's why, and I'm worried about for a long time about Disney owning Fox. Right? That's terrible. Yeah. They own the Planet of the Apes. Please give me a break. But anyway, James Bond.
Yeah.
James Bond.
No, Amazon now owns MGM, and they now have the rights to. They bought out the Broccoli daughter, so now they're going to be fully responsible for James Bond.
We have to get to talking about stuff. I mean, I actually have time tonight, but I don't know about you guys. But I don't have to pick my girlfriend up to 9 p.m. So I actually have time.
I got to get going soon, anyways.
We're gonna have to talk about other stuff then. So let's just let's see. I wonder if it'd be even better. Would I have to get to Mission? No way. Both times I had to go pee, and I'll tell you this, and that never happens to me. I guess I'm just getting older. But 4.5 hours, no. You need the intimate. You need it, and it's so great to come back to that chapel scene. It's just it's a whole change in feel. Just a whole change in feel. The second half of it, it's like now you're going to settle in and watch it more of a story. Tarantino went under fire for saying Paul Dano is a terrible actor. Yeah, I heard something about that.
Yep. But you know what? Paul Dano got a shit ton of love from a lot of people after that.
Yeah. The problem with this, by the way, what you're saying is I don't have enough. I have like tons of stars that I have pictures with, but I can't put them. I just recently added Al Pacino in there, so I can't. I don't have enough banner room. So we're gonna start talking about some other things. Let me just I think we talked about Rocky Horror Picture Show a bunch of times. I don't care about. I don't think it's so great. Little Shop of Horrors. I've seen it, but which one do you mean? The Roger Corman one?
Yeah, I like the original.
Rocky Horror Picture Show didn't do much for me. I did attend one of those, all in, everybody dresses up and participates and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That was fun, but watching the movie on its own,
it's hard. To me, it's a slog watching it on its own. It's a slog.
I'm deciding whether or not I am yet because I don't know. I mean, I still have to watch the last two. I haven't seen Spectre, and I haven't seen what's the other one?
Die Another Day.
No, that's. I know it's a similar title.
Oh,
No Time to Die.
No Time to Die. Yeah, thank you.
But I know. So I've been proceeding lightly with those for years now. There's only two I haven't seen. Unless they can make it the old way again, forget it.
Right.
Yeah.
I am close to being done, but I will give Amazon one chance with this new Bond that they're working on.
Okay, let's zip through some other things we watch. I only have a couple, so I want to get it through because we were talking about Kill Bill. So I had the desire to put this on, which I hadn't seen in a while. It's Death Proof. The Grindhouse featured Tarantino's Death Proof, which I'm convinced, while there's stuff I like in it, I'm convinced this is, maybe of what I've seen of his, this is the least. Death Proof, this might be his least film of those series, in my opinion. I went to the movie theater to see, was it Robert Rodriguez?
Right, yeah.
Grindhouse feature. Grindhouse, they had a double feature originally. Yeah. They had Planet Terror, right? Which is, and then they played this, but a shorter version of this. And I think this is way overbloated because this is just Death Proof, the full version, which is, I think, 2 hours or so. I think maybe, right? I find this thing, I don't know, I got to do a proper review on it. Bloated. I find it way too much dialogue with the female characters in here. Not because they're female. Well, they just happen to be the ones in the movie. It could be male, too. Tarantino is renowned for his great dialogue sequences. Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, so Kill Bill, but it sucks in here. Everything they're talking about, on and on and on and on, has, in my opinion, nothing to do with anything. Doesn't serve the plot, but they're just yakking on about nothing. And it's like all the sequences in here, the best part of the movie is Kurt Russell being in here. Kurt Russell, to me, every scene with him is great. All the car sequences, Death Proof is about, he's a stuntman, an ex-stuntman that has a death-proof car. You can get into any kind of severe accident with the movies, and you're okay. You're okay if you're in the driver's seat. Mm-hmm. If you're not in the driver's seat, you're not going to be okay. And that's the idea of it, generally. But anything with the parts with Kurt Russell are good, but to me, they're few and far between. Zoe Bell, I got to again say, the stunt woman, it's Tarantino's favorite stunt person, she's got like a starring role. She doesn't just do stunt work. She has a part playing basically herself, and she's very good. I think she's a treat in this because she does great stunt work in here. But it's just too bloated for me. The music's great. I like the music that touches in here. I got to say one other thing because I'm trying to get it all out. There's the full lap dance scene in here. When you're watching the Grindhouse short version, there is no lap dance. Yeah. You get it. It's not much of a lap dance. You want to know the truth? I don't think it didn't stimulate me that much. Although that song's good, they play during the lap dance. I like the song that's being played, the music.
Down in Mexico by the coasters.
Anybody else?
I want to disagree with you. That's my after the Kill Bills. That's my favorite, actually.
Oh wow, that's good. That's great to hear.
I love that film because he does such a good job of making it what it's supposed to be. It's a grindhouse film, and that's exactly what it is. to down into. It's more of a grindhouse film than I think Robert Rodriguez's film was, to be honest. It's
Well, wait,
more
now you mentioned that. Yeah, he does it. He does the good job of, like, at the beginning of the movie, they're going all in. It's like the Sergeant Pepper album. Let me explain what I mean here. At first, they have a concept that it's going to be this other band, the Sergeant Pepper album.
Mhm.
Then they discard it later. It starts out this movie with scratches and jumps and dialogue skip, like you're watching an old movie. By the time you get to the end, it's beautiful. Looks like not 4K then, but high definition. It's like, what happened to all that trickery you were using, aging the film that stops later?
That if you ever watch films, that happens a lot. Most of the time, the beginning of the films are in worse condition than the ends, because the ends have been protected. You know, the beginning's flopping around, and the end is protected. So that if you watch an old film, and that's usually the case,
It still don't look like the '70s quality. The beginning looks like a '70s film, like '70s or '60s film quality, and the end, when it gets clearer, to me looks like 2007.
Anyway, I'm going to defend that film. I love that film.
Stuntman Mike.
I love Stuntman Mike, man. But I love the whole film. I mean, that dialogue that they're having just before they all die is some of my favorite Quentin Tarantino. Talking about the band Dave D, Dozy, Beaky, Mick, and Titch it's just amazing dialogue. And then they're dead. It's just fantastic.
Well, I like that whole scene. I'll give you that, Tim. But after rewatching it, I changed my mind about give it a little break. Because what I always hated about it is, Tarantino's so into all this old stuff as I am. Mm-hmm. It's hard to believe these girls, like this girl singing "Baby It's You" at one point, like she really knows "Baby It's You."
The one girl's a DJ, and that's what she.
I was going to say. That's what I was getting to. That's why I changed my mind. I said, "Well, what's her name? Jungle Julia or something? Julia." She's a DJ, so she's very well versed in music. So I can take it from her. So I'm okay with that. But that whole thing when they're playing that song, what is it called? Hold Up.
It's Hold Tight by Dave D, Dozy, Beaky, Mick, and Titch.
That's a great. He knows what to do. He knows what song to play just before they have a head-on collision. They don't exactly see, but this is what I'm talking about, Tim. You're having a good time with this, obviously, right?
Well, I love this movie. I literally love this movie.
But it's all gore and blood, like when the leg comes off and comes ripped off.
And I love the end. I mean, if you haven't seen it, I'm sorry. I'm going to spoil the end. You think the movie's over, the credits start and everything, and then it goes back to the movie, and Zoe just kills Kurt Russell very brutally. It's like, but you see, the movie is over.
I love that stuff too. I agree with you 1,000%. You nailed it. I think they break his neck. Somebody breaks his neck, steps on his neck or something. And that song, whatever that song is playing during that credits thing, I like too. But remember this moment, the fun you're having. This is the closest. I'm going to use this for all our future shows. This is the closest I can try to explain to you what it is I like about slasher films and things like that, like the fun that's involved, even though it's over the top, and it's, that's why I like Friday the 13th and stuff. It's crazy, but Kurt Russell when he starts crying and everything, that's great. I like when he's driving and he goes, "Oh, come on, I was only fooling around." Those girls are so obnoxious. Oh, they're so annoying, Oh, I'm sorry. You're gonna do all that and run the risk of going. This is one I gotta stop. I don't do this in movies that much. When I sit here and I don't suspend disbelief, I usually don't do that. I don't question movies too much. I let it go. But it is when I can't help thinking, come on, you're gonna go to jail, you're gonna kill somebody, you're gonna drive. Is it really that important to you to get your revenge on this guy? You're gonna kill somebody over it, but it's fun, right? Tom, you didn't say nothing about it.
It's my least favorite Quentin Tarantino movie.
Wow.
Sorry, Tim.
Sorry, it's my favorite. But I'm a genre guy. Again, it makes sense that my favorite would be basically a martial arts film, and my second favorite would be a drive-in grindhouse film, because I'm a genre guy, so those are my favorites.
But have you seen the long version or just the short version?
I've seen the long version. In fact, a couple of months ago, I showed you. I picked up on Blu-ray because you rarely see this anymore. The actual Grindhouse DVD with both the movies, the shorter versions, and I still haven't watched it. I haven't seen those yet.
I think that's the one I have on Blu-ray. Tim, is that one with the
you need the longer ones to me.
I don't know about that. I don't know. This is one of the. That's what I'm saying. I have to get I haven't seen the shorter one since it's been in the theater, but after seeing this overbloated thing with all that dialogue, and again, this is a guy who loves dialogue. I love it. You have to have good dialogue, set up things, character build up, and all this. But boy, they're just in the back of the car talking about this.
And I did never get to see Grindhouse in a theater, so I've never seen Grindhouse as it originally was.
Yeah. Well, there you have that. So anyway, was that me? So Tom, you want to say what you watched, if anything? You must have seen other stuff.
Yeah, I did go to the theater one more time this last week, I guess, or I guess already. But yeah, I did see a new movie called Sentimental Value, which is in my top 10 favorite films this year, and it stars Stellan Skarsgård, who's had a fantastic career. I love Stellan Skarsgård. And
not as good as Pacino in Insomnia, but all right.
No, probably not. But you know who Stellan Skarsgård is, obviously. Yes. But this is a dual language film. I think it's in his native tongue, Stellan Skarsgård, and then English as well. I mean, Stellan Skarsgård plays a renowned director who hasn't made a film in a long time, but him and his wife split, and then now the film centers around the two daughters. They're grown up. The father comes back in their life, and obviously it's them two dealing with the situation, and then that kind of thing. It doesn't need to be genderized because it could happen to two brothers as well, just as much as it could happen to two sisters or a brother and a sister. But anyways, then the director, Stellan Skarsgård, he wants his one daughter, who is an actress, to be in his new film, but she has her stipulations, and she just doesn't want to do it at the time. But it's a fantastic drama. These are the kind of films that I love to see. I mean, if this gets nominated for anything, people are going to go like, "Well, I never heard of this one." And these are the kinds of movies that I take pride in going to go see. Is the ones that nobody hears about. But again, here's the thing: where great original content is coming out, but no one is going to see these movies, unfortunately. But I thought it was a fantastic little film. And I recommend it.
You think he likes it, folks? You think he likes it?
I think he likes it.
Penny Lane.
Hey, Penny Lane.
Eric, I hope you were here when I was talking about theater showing some silent Laurel and Hardy's with music accompaniment, but I can't make it. Timing's bad. But anyway, you've been watching Buster Keaton shorts, wonderful movies, full of inventive gags. Well, I know he was an inventor of such gags.
Yeah, no, brilliant stuff.
Dude,
Douglas, what's going on? I've not seen Game Night. Jason Bateman, come on.
Come on.
Any good? Speaking of legs getting cut off, there's a scene in the new Frankenstein of the doctor cutting up parts of bodies, and it is very realistic. All right. I don't know. I'm partial to Peter Cushing cutting up Dr. Frankenstein. Tom, have you opened the McCartney singles box behind you since you got? Of course.
Yeah. But I do, as some people know, that I'm a collector of McCartney singles from around the world. So I tend to play those maybe a little bit more than the fake ones, right, Joe? Because these are fakes.
Yeah. Unless the ones that are made brand new, first timers, like exclusive to the set.
Right. But anyways, no, I tend to keep this one under lock and key, and just leave it alone and just admire it and just kiss it every once in a while.
Oh God. I'm trying to get rid of mine, folks, if anybody wants it, but I'm looking for a lot of money. It goes for a lot of money. Hello, Mike. Thank you for joining us. Tim.
Hey, Mike.
Yes.
why don't you give us some of your film watches, including, as I'm understanding, the holiday
I
season
don't
too.
have anything to show for the first one, but I rewatched. I try to do this every year. I rewatched "It's a Wonderful Life," and I watched it in color this time. And you know what? They did a fantastic job in color. I really enjoyed it more than I have for a while watching it in color.
Okay, I don't see that color.
They did a really good job. They didn't just use this was done a while ago, so they didn't just use a computer program and say, okay, make it color. They did it the right way with people colorizing things the way they should. And anyway, it looked great and a great film. And then I watched some of the special features again because I always do. And then I'm gonna catch crap for this one, but there's two Christmas movies that are my favorites, and I'm gonna catch some crap for this one. But I love this movie. I try to watch it every year. Love Actually.
Oh God, what am I gonna say about that?
A good movie. You guys need to give this a chance. You want a holiday movie that makes you feel like it's the holiday.
Let me say this, okay? Let me tell you something. My girlfriend, I've been with her, it's going to be 15 years. That's the first movie I think we ever saw together. Or she made me watch. Just the first one she showed me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember liking it, but then again, I have to go look at my notes.
Come on. There's because it's all these different stories, and that's what's so great about it. I mean, you don't get caught up with one story. There's I love this movie. I literally love. I listen to the commentary every time I watch it. I watch all the special features. I try to watch it every year. This is a great film. Even the soundtrack, which is mostly modern, is fairly good.
You like a modern movie. That's always good.
I think this is the best Christmas movie made in a long, long time. And I think it's a great film, and I feel sorry for you guys that don't like it.
Well, I don't like that romance stuff too much.
Well, it's not just, but it's about Christmas, and it's about
humbug.
There are some people that I think have never been better in films. I mean, Laura Linney is fantastic. Even Hugh Grant is good in this movie, and you're kidding. I like everybody's story.
I just thought I would have an excuse to use the clips.
Yeah.
No, look, I'm seriously glad my girlfriend loves it. That's all I can tell you.
And I watched one. This is a really good movie, actually. I watched one special or something weird movie because I'm still trying to get to 100 by the end of the year, and I'm running out of time. I watched Mantis and Lace.
Oh, I know. I've heard of this.
This is a pretty good movie, actually. It's this woman that, who knows? They just give you flashbacks of things that have been done to her, but she just loves. She basically, she's a stripper and she takes guys home and then she kills them.
That's why I remember this. I've seen a lot of those something weird.
And it's a really interesting movie, and it's got Pat Barrington in it, who I think may be the most attractive woman in all of the 60s is in this thing.
I remember her name.
And anyway, yeah, great film. So I watched that, but I didn't watch that much. And then I watched on Laserdisc because I realized I've never seen this before. I watched Ray Davies' movie, Return to Waterloo, from the early. Wow. And this was interesting. It doesn't go anywhere. You want to watch? This is a complete art film. It doesn't go anywhere. Nothing happens in this movie. It's only an hour. But nothing happens in this movie. But I'm glad I've seen it. But it's not a movie that I would recommend. But it's
people, we do like bad movies. Everybody, we do.
Yeah,
like a lot of
it's not bad. It just doesn't. It's an art film. It doesn't go anywhere. It just starts here and ends here, and that's it. What happens in between happens in between. There's no story like that. That here's the beginning of the story and here's the end of it. Doesn't really happen that way.
Tight.
And then I watched some documentaries. I was in a documentary movie. So I did watch this. I showed a couple weeks ago. Raymond Scott, Deconstructing Dad. This was really good. All about Raymond Scott, who was a pioneer in electronic music and a big band leader before that. And I guarantee if you've ever watched Warner Brothers cartoons, you've heard his music because they stole from him mercilessly. So yeah, this was a really good doc. And then I watched I forget what this is even called. The Fantasy World of George Pal, which is another documentary. This one on Laserdisc, Japanese Laserdisc, obviously. And this was good and interesting. I didn't know that much about George Pal. I thought he only made movies with little clay puppets, but he didn't. He made other stuff too. So this was a good doc. And I knew I'd be boring you this week, but I only watched one more because I never seen this. And one thing about this surprised me, and I'll talk about that in a second. But I finally seen D.A. Pennybaker's Don't Look Back. I've never seen it before because I didn't bother because I thought all the film was in the Scorsese film, so I just never bothered to watch it.
Well, that's a great documentary, but I've seen it. I've seen that one a lot. I'm kind of tired of it.
But the thing that surprised me about this film is there's no mention. This is the same tour where he went electric, and there's no mention of it in this whole film. It's like he's playing his acoustic guitar in front of all these people the entire time, and he's not. And they don't mention it at all, which just is like, that's half the story. They didn't cover half the story. It's really weird. But anyway, yeah. And that's it. That's everything I watched, which doesn't seem like a lot, but
I actually saw Don't Look Back also in a movie theater once they played it.
Yeah, I'd never seen it because of the Scorsese one. I'd never seen it.
I think Criterion released Don't Look Back as well.
Yeah,
well, that's why it doesn't look so good. I got it on.
Yeah.
It looked pretty good on.
It's a documentary, and he's a real wise ass in there too. But that's another. What do you expect? He really thinks. I think his head's looking a little too big in that point. But still, I love it. I love it. It's a good documentary. Yeah. But I always forget. So it seems like I always forget something. I'm going to show you. Talk about people getting like throwing tomatoes at you and stuff. A lot of honeymooners, purists out there aren't going to like this. I love these things, man. The more I see them, they are the color honeymooners they're called now, but they're the Jackie Gleason show from the 60s. This is collection 3. There were 4 of them. Now these were expensive MPI. When I bought them, they were expensive. I think they were like $40 when I bought them, or something, or $50 maybe, but were a lot back then. I just noticed these things are going for like $200 each now, or something. And I absolutely love these. They're in color, like it says. They're on the Jackie Gleason show doing skits, and some of it's musicals. A lot of people frown, oh my God, like they break into song. But the scripts that they use when they're not singing, that is, are scripts that are now known as the Honeymooners Lost episodes from the 50s. But at the time, when this was shown in the 60s, the Lost episodes weren't revealed yet. So this was all like a lot of it was new material. So I'm just really enjoying this. I mean, I'm watching a couple of these every night, having a good time. They're older, I don't know how old they are. I didn't do the math. In their 50s, maybe 60s, 60. I think they're 50s, in their 50s. And I'm surprised how good Jackie Gleason is in this because he's always perfect on the Honeymooners Classic 39. You can't take nothing from him there, but he even gets more animated. He makes funnier expressions on his face a lot. I just think that these are really good. The only thing is, as you can see, if you recognize, you don't have Meadows. You have Sheila McRae as Alice, and Jane Keane as Trixie. But I think Jane Keane is probably better actor. She's probably better, I think. Much as I love the old Honeymooners, Trixie will always be Joyce Randolph. But I think she's a little better this one. But Sheila McRae is no Audrey Meadows.
No, nobody's Audrey Meadows.
You watch them for Ralph and Ed. At least that's what I watch. And one thing I like to close this one off with is at the end of the shows when he always says, "Now I want to introduce our cast." and he always goes, Sheila McRae, with that voice. Hey, they come out, she comes out, and they give a little kiss. Jane Keane, and Jane Keane comes out, give a little kiss. Then he does. Connie comes running out. I love that stuff. Good night, everybody. Oh, it's great. That's what TV was. TV, variety shows, happiness. It's over. It's over. What's your local news?
I'm going to show one more thing.
Oh, okay.
And this is Christmas related. Just picked this up at Target, but it's Charlie Brown.
My nephew bought me that record.
Yeah, but it's it's Christmas color vinyl, which I thought was kind of cool. So I picked it up, but there you go.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
Peanuts fans must have a problem with that album because there must be at least at this point in time 30 or 40 color variants of that. People talk about McCartney had like 13 variants of McCartney 3. That's nothing. He's got nothing on the Peanuts. Oh my God.
Yes, Mike knows. Jackie Gleason. It's so great. I really do. I really love it. Seeing everything, color's a good change. Let's see.
Well, Joe, listen, I gotta get going. Joe, I got something else I gotta do tonight. So
what could be more important than the movie show, Tom?
Christmas get together.
Oh, okay. This is what I was thinking, by the way. It wasn't Don't Look Back filmed in the spring of '65 before Dylan performed Electric Live. I know he already had recorded Bringing It All Back Home, but hadn't yet done Electric on stage.
See, I thought because he's got
You gotta go, Tom. It's okay.
Yeah. See you later,
Tom.
Tim. Yep.
See you, Tom.
See you, everybody watching.
But see, I thought there you could see members of the band in the thing, and I thought he did do it in '65. I didn't did he do? Because I know he did because. Like a Rolling Stone came out in '65, and they booed him and booed him and booed him until he played like a Rolling Stone, and then they went, yay, and then they went back to booing him again. And that's '65. I know he played Electric.
Well, we'll find out from somebody will correct you. If you're wrong, if you're right, you're right. But I think
he did.
like a Rolling Stone.
The Newport Folk Festival, by the way, which was
like a Rolling Stone, though, is from Highway 61 Revisited. That came out after Bringing It All Back Home.
But the single came out in mid '65. The single came out first in mid '65.
Yeah, I don't know. I get the feeling when I watch it that he hadn't made that huge leap yet.
No, I'm pretty sure the second half of his show was Electric by this point.
I thought Dylan first played electric guitars on stage with the Newport Folk Festival.
Yeah, in the spring and summer of '65, and then he went to England after that. And that's
there you go.
I don't think he went to England 2 years in a row. I don't think he went back in '66.
Just finished watching the news, and the anchor was reporting on the tragic death of Rob Reiner. Yeah, I'm surprised they even know who he was. But yeah, Doc, we talked a lot about Rob Reiner. Anybody who missed the show, please watch the first 15-20 minutes. We talked a lot about Rob Reiner and remembering him. We'll see if you want to hang around. If we have any, what's this here? Tim, don't you love the Christmas movie starring Anne Heche?
Yes, I do. I do. That's another. I don't own that movie. I've never been able to find it. It's a movie called One Christmas Eve. Sorry, Joe, but the Hallmark Channel used to play a lot. But it's not a Hallmark movie. This was a theatrical release movie, and I think she's never been better. It's a nice little Christmas film about everything that could possibly go wrong on a Christmas, and it does. They wind up in the hospital twice, or is it 3 times? They burn down a police station. All this stuff happens. And yet, at the end, they still have a nice Christmas. That's a Christmas movie.
Well, let's see. Don't Look Back is Dylan's last acoustic tour. He went back in '66.
Did he? Okay, maybe I'm wrong, but I thought he played. I thought a couple of people from his band are in the film too, but I could be wrong. my understanding is, you know, he was doing Electric in '65 in the UK.
I want to find more out about these. I mean, I think I have 4 volumes of this. I think they only put out 4. And I don't think that covers all the shows. I don't think. I think there may be more shows. I don't know. I wish they'd do these right, put them out again. I mean, I'm just glad to have these. Really glad to have them. You know, and I love Henry Winkler as the Fonz. I mean, and some other things too. I like Henry Winkler, but I don't know if I could get into him doing Scrooge. I don't know if I could. I don't know. Maybe I could. Did you ever see him, Tim?
I don't know. I've never seen him in Scrooge. I have seen him in a Christmas movie I won't talk about because you'll hate it, but he's very good in this Christmas movie I've seen him in.
So you're a Christmas movie fan, at least.
I'm a Christmas movie fan. I'll tell you,
Yeah.
I love Christmas movies.
Humbug. It depends. There was one year where I really got into it, you know. 1 year where I really got into it. Some years I'm into it more than others. This year, there's a lot of things going on this month that I'm not happy with. But yeah, Eat the Document is unwatchable, I think. I saw it once, a bootleg of it. The only good thing is the Lennon and you know, the Lennon and Dylan footage in the limousine is in there, but just a snippet of it. It's not the whole thing. You used to see. So even if you see Eat the Document, you will not see a lot of Lennon in there. You got to watch the footage that's you might call outtake footage, raw footage, the raw footage of it, because there's not that much included in it. And I didn't like that other one either. Help me, guys. The 75 Rolling Thunder. I didn't like that documentary.
I don't understand the whole Dylan painted his face white on that tour. That's just really weird. It's just odd.
Well, that's it, folks. I think we'll call it an end for this. This was really a good show, I thought. Thank you all, as always. Thanks, Tim and Tom, if you're hearing me wherever you may be. It's been a lot of fun. It always is when we do it. And you never know, Tim. We could be doing it next Monday. You never know, right?
Yeah, maybe.
So, yes, indeed. There's much more. Yeah, much more of Lennon and Dylan. All right, everybody. So thank you. And I'll see you next time. We'll see you next time.